Tell me what's going on in the school system.
Well, it's cold. It's cold in all the schools right now.
Well, everybody turned the air conditioners on. Now they got to figure out about the heat.
Wow.
And that's hard to do that with schools.
Yeah.
So
I remember when I was working at Palaca High School years and years ago, we would all, at the first cold snap, we would have to turn the heaters down to with electric heat because the coils would light up. And on the first day, it would start burning the dust.
And it smelled like a fire.
With that, and then set the smoke detectors off, and then we'd have to evacuate the school,
Yeah.
So
there's been a school evacuations like that.
Yeah. But anyway, things are going well. Jim and I were just talking. We are really focusing on technology and the drone technology. Man, that is cool. We've got kids flying drones now.
Yeah, and I just hope they have they're learning the responsibility that goes with that of flying drones, and that you have to have file FCC with those things.
Yeah, I think we're keeping them inside right now, right, Jim? We're not.
Yeah, but when they learn to do this in the classroom, because I bought my boys one for them to play with at the hunting camp, and I said, don't forget, turn it over. You must register this with the FCC.
Yeah.
And that's what parents need to make sure they're buying them for their kids. They've learned how to fly them in class, and they're a lot of fun and they're interesting.
If they're less than half a pound, you don't have to register.
Yeah, this one weighed more than that one.
Well, our media.
FAA, thank you.
Our media department, which it produces videos and all kinds of stuff.
I saw the pictures this morning. They're fabulous.
Yeah, pictures of
drone class.
Yeah, that Jim had. But our kids are learning it, and they're on top. The kids know more about it than we do.
Oh, heavens, yes.
But our media department, the guys who actually produce a lot of our videos for the school district, actually have a drone. They were telling me about this yesterday, where maybe I'm the last person to know, but they have a drone. You can program it to just follow you around, and when you stop, it just starts circling you.
I don't want that around
me.
I'm
neither.
sorry. I just don't want it.
It's like Big Brother watching you.
But they're great for the schools to be able to go up and check the rooftops. If they've got a problem or looking for a leak or looking for, any damage after a storm, the man hours it saves to be able to do that.
Yeah, and actually, this last week, I went to a couple schools, Browning Pierce and James A. Long, and they had the Reading Across America, and we did something kind of neat. We went out, all the kids in the school went out on the playground, and then we had a drone fly over and did video. One of the teacher's sons adult sons, Candy Bacon's son, I believe, had a drone and took pictures, of all the kids just flying over.
I saw some of the pictures, and I saw some of the pictures that had law enforcement. I know they had the fire department out there reading with them, and I think law enforcement also out on the ground reading.
Yeah,
with
that was
these
at
kids.
James A. Long, right?
And it was great to see the grown-ups out there showing them that they read too.
Yeah, good role models show them that reading is fun and people read.
You can travel the world with a book in your hand.
Sure you can. And that was really neat. I appreciate the schools doing that, and I really appreciate our community coming to the schools and just being role models for our kids.
I think it's great. If you have a child, and even if you don't have a child in school, and you've got a day, go volunteer. It will lighten your heart.
I read to, I think, a third grade class, or I've read a number of classes, and I always tell them who I am, just so they'll know while I'm there. And I tell them I'm the superintendent of schools. And I asked one of the little kids, I said, what's the superintendent? What is that person?
Uh-oh.
And be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of mouths of children.
And they said, does that mean that's somebody that comes and reads to us? Or and of course some of them say, well, you're the boss of somebody, and all kind of stuff.
And you should have said, but I'm a dad and a granddad.
Yeah, I try to say I'm here because I love you guys and just want to be here. That's you're what we're about.
There's a grandparent program in the schools, in the elementary schools. I have a very good friend that's involved in that, and Dot's out at Kelly Smith, I believe. And they go in the classrooms and they help, and they're grandparents. And they can do some things that, maybe teachers and aides can't do.
I think kids minister to the grandparents more than the other way around.
I think so too. Dot says it's heart lifting.
Yeah, just it's really cool to see the young people in our community interacting with the older generation, if you will.
Well, if they skip the parent generation and go straight to the grandparents, it's a different It's a different bond.
Yeah, it really is.
And I don't know how old your grandkids are yet, but mine, I got two that are old enough to realize that Grandma can talk to them and Daddy can't.
Yeah, you're right. They can get away with stuff with Grandma. They can't get away with
Well,
Mom and Dad.
they think they can. We discussed speeding tickets one day. He goes, "You don't know," and I went, "Yeah, I do know." And I named a number, and he looked at me and went, "How'd you know that?" And I went, "Well, you'd be surprised."
Grandparents do not know what no means, right?
No, well,
Yeah.
no. This grandmother had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn. No, when they're little, oh no, the word no never enters into it. But when they're high school age, that's when you have to learn to say no.
Well, a lot of good things are going on in our school system, and I was up in Tallahassee yesterday or Monday, and our Bobby Payne is doing a great job representing Putnam County and the Putnam County School District in Tallahassee, and he's actually introduced a bill for us to help start a public service academy here.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, firefighters, EMTs, policemen, 911 operators, even teachers.
Yes.
And we're trying to grow our own here, and so they'll stay here and give back to our community.
I think it's wonderful. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Do you want to talk about what's in the paper today?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, be glad to.
Because there's some discussion about the Campbell building,
Mm-hmm.
and there's something about the state not being happy about the way it was done. So, can you explain it to me?
Yeah, and it's a very long story, and I'll just sum it up. The district voted to basically donate the Campbell building to the Lift Putnam Foundation, which became a separate foundation from the school district. And Lift Putnam, their mission is to provide funding for our pre-K program. Students that want to go to full day pre-K. So that is their sole mission. So we donated that building to them because we had it on the market for some time, and we're not getting any serious buyers. So we donated it to them with the idea that they would use whatever proceeds to support our pre-K program. The state said that is not an appropriate use of any money from that. It needs to go in our capital outlay fund, which basically we use to build buildings and repair buildings and that type of thing.
So this is where I got confused. You gave it to, I don't remember how much it was. It wasn't much.
$10.
$10 to it, and but they wanted the $450,000 that they got put back into your budget.
Well, anytime we receive money from Lift Putnam from the proceeds of the sale of the building, they sold it to the Edge
Right.
store. If they give us money from the proceeds of that sale, then we are supposed to put it in our capital outlay.
And not into pre-K.
Not in pre-K, that's correct.
So that's where the rub is where the money's going.
Right. So we definitely respect that, and we're going to follow the law. We're going to do what we've been at. We're actually seeking some interpretation from the Inspector General's office.
Okay.
But it is our full intent. They made 3 recommendations. One was to make sure that we're separated from Lift Putnam because there's a separate entity, and we are. The second thing was our board was to adopt a policy to outline how we're supposed to dispose of real property. They did that. And then the third thing was make sure that any funds we get from the sale of the building goes in our capital outlay. And we're going to follow that too. We're just asking for some guidance on that.
Okay.
So,
It's probably the first time it's ever come up.
yeah, but I just want to stress, and thank you for asking me, I want to stress that everything the school board did and I recommended to them was for the benefit of our students.
Right. I
There
understand
was
that.
no malicious intent. We respect the law, and we want to make sure that we follow the law. And but number one, we're in the kid business here. We want to make sure we do what's best for our kids.
So it basically broke down to a line item problem.
Yeah, I mean it's
You
just
put it under elementary education, and they want it under property.
right. It's the proper use of the money. We respect that, and we're going to follow that to the letter. But yeah,
Okay.
but again, it was brought to our attention, and we got a lot of advice on that. So I'm all about doing things right.
It's
and
fix it time and go on.
Fix it and move on. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're going to see you guys out at the fair. We'll be out there also and see what our kids are doing. I'm hoping the drone program will show up out there at least one day. Maybe the robotic program show up out there and show off, because we've got these great programs that a lot of people haven't seen. They hear about them, but they need an opportunity to see them. But we'll just see what happens. Their schedule may not allow it.
I want to mention one more thing about technology. Yesterday in our school board meeting, we had we honored the Palaca High School robotics team because they competed at the state championship tournament. But they actually brought one of their alumni, one of the students who had graduated, who had gone through that program. She is now employed at Georgia Pacific, first year out of high school, and she's working with a robotics program.
That's wonderful.
That is what we're trying to do
That's
here.
what it's all about.
Yeah, kids have those skills now, and we're going to put them to work.
All right.
That's great.
Always appreciate you having come in.
Yeah.
We're going to have to release you and let you go next door.
I know. I always love coming in.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
y'all for
much.
having me, okay?
And we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.